Out of this rift poured a 1,000-foot-high torrent of horned globes. Only for an instant they flowed. The rift closed upon them, catching those still emerging in a colossal vise. It crunched them. Plain through the turmoil came a dreadful, bursting roar. Down from the closing jaws of the vise dripped a stream of fragments that flashed and flickered and died. And now in the wall was no trace of the breach. A hurricane of radiant lances swept it. Under them a mile-wide section of the living scarp split away, dropped like an avalanche. Its fall revealed great spaces, huge vaults and chambers filled with warring lightnings. Out from them came roaring, bellowing thunders. Swiftly from each side of the gap a metal curtaining of the cubes joined. Again the wall was whole. I turned my stunned gaze from the city, swept over the valley. Everywhere in towers, in writhing coils, in whipping flails, in waves that smote and crashed, in countless forms and combinations the metal hordes battled. Here were pillars against which metal billows rushed and were broken. There were metal comets that crashed high above the mad turmoil. From streaming silent veil to veil, north and south, east and west, the monster slew itself beneath its racing, flaming banners, the tempests of its lightnings. The tortured hulk of the city lurched. It swept toward us. Before it blotted out from our eyes the pit, and I saw that the crystal spans upon the river of jade were gone, that the wondrous jeweled ribbons of its banks were broken. Closer came the reeling city. I fumbled for my lenses, focused them upon it. Now I saw that where the radiant lances struck they killed the blocks, blackened under them, became lusterless. The sparkling of the tiny eyes went out. The metal carapaces crumbled. Closer to the city came the monster. Shuddering, I lowered the glasses that it might not seem so near. Down dropped the bristling shapes that wrestled with the squared towers. They rose again in a single monstrous wave that rushed to overwhelm them. Before they could strike, the city swept closer, had hidden them from me. Again I raised the glasses. They brought the metal scarp not 50 feet away. Within it, the hosts of tiny eyes glittered, no longer mocking nor malicious, but insane. Nearer drew the monster. Nearer. 1,000 feet away it checked its movement, seemed to draw itself together. Then, like the roar of a falling world, that whole side facing us slid down to the valley's floor. End of chapter 28.